killed them.
Selin grew up surrounded by love. From the time she was a little girl, her parents cared for her with gentle hands and soft words. They nurtured her with grace, like a gardener tending to the most precious flower. Their home was filled with laughter, good food, and the feeling of being safe. When Selin was old enough, she went to the best secondary school. Later, she went to the university. Her parents were so proud of her. Even though she was away, their love did not fade. During the school session, her parents would visit her. It was always hugs and kisses. People on campus would see them together, a happy, loving family, and they would admire them from afar. Selin's heart was always full. When the school session ended, Selin would pack her bags and go straight home. She would spend her holidays with her parents, and they would continue living happily, just as they always had. It was a beautiful life. But then, Myra came closer. Myra was a student at the same university. For a long time, she had been watching Selin from afar. She saw how Selin's parents visited her, how they smiled, and how happy Selin was. Myra felt a deep ache in her heart because her own life was very different. One day, Myra gathered her courage and went to Selin. She opened up her heart. She told Selin, "I was not brought up in love. My home was not like yours. I have always admired you and your family from far away. I wish I had what you have." Selin felt pity for Myra. She saw the sadness in her eyes and decided to be her friend. So, they became close. When the school session ended, Myra would follow Selin to her house. Selin had already told her parents about Myra. She told them how Myra had been open about her sad past. Selin's parents had big, kind hearts. They felt pity for the girl, and they decided to take Myra in like their own child. They gave her a place to stay and treated her with the same kindness they gave Selin. In the house, Myra was given free will. She was allowed to cook for Selin's parents. She would spend time in the kitchen, preparing meals, and everyone trusted her completely. She seemed like a grateful and loving daughter. But there was a woman in the same compound, a neighbor, who had a dark heart. She watched Selin's family from her window, and she was filled with envy. The only man she ever loved left her and got married to her friend. She turned into a bitter woman. Seeing a happy family makes her sad. She hates to see them so happy. She wanted to see them fall apart. This evil neighbor saw how close Myra was to the family, and she saw an opportunity. She plotted with Myra to ruin the family. Myra agreed to the plan, but not just because of the neighbor's influence. Deep in her heart, Myra had already fallen in love with Selin's father. She wanted him for herself. During one of the school holidays, Myra did something strange. She refused to follow Selin home. Selin went alone, wondering why her friend had changed. Then, one day, Selin's father received a phone call. It was Myra. She told him in a weak, shaky voice that she was sick. She was alone in her bedsitter and needed help. Selin was sitting nearby and heard her father talking. She asked, "Why would Myra call you instead of me? I am her friend." But her father did not see anything wrong with it. He just shrugged. "She is like a daughter to me," he said. "She is sick, she needs help." Selin's mother was resting on the couch. She was tired from a long day of work. She said to her husband, "You should go and check on her. I am too tired to move." Selin said, "I can't go right now, Papa. I haven't had my bath. It's okay for you to go alone. Just go and see what's wrong with her." So Selin's father drove to Myra's small bedsitter. When he opened the door, he found her lying on the bed, shivering. Her body was shaking, and she looked very weak. By the side of the bed, there was a plate of food that had not been touched. Selin's father was shocked to see her in such a state. He quickly wrapped a blanket around her, carried her to his car, and rushed her to the hospital. The doctor checked her, ran some tests, but he said nothing was wrong with her. She was fine. Confused, he took her back to her home. As soon as they were inside, Myra did not let go of his hand. She held him tightly and looked into his eyes. She began to cry and told him she had been hiding her true feelings. She confessed her love for him. He was shocked. "You are my daughter's friend, for God's sake. You shouldn't fall in love with me." Then, she leaned in and kissed him. Myra was possessed with the spirit of seduction, and any man she kisses cannot resist her. In that moment, something happened to Selin's father. It was as if he lost his senses. All his reason, all his love for his wife and daughter, vanished. He fell in love with Myra instantly. He looked at her with lust in his eyes. That day, he did not go back home. Back at the house, Selin and her mother waited. They called his phone. They called again and again, but there was no answer. Worry began to grow in their hearts. As night fell, they could not wait any longer. They drove to Myra's bedsitter to look for him. Immediately a knock was heard on the door, followed by Selin's mother's voice. Myra, Myra, open the door. Myra told Selin's father to hide. She whispered to Selin's father, go through the back door and stay at the backyard. They cannot find you here. He hesitated at first. A part of him did not care if they found him. But Myra begged him, and finally, he agreed. He went outside through the back door and hid at the backyard. Myra opened the door for Selin and her mother with a calm face. They asked her one after the other, where is my husband? Where is my father? We have been calling him, no response. Myra lied smoothly. Oh, he left here a few hours ago. He said he had something to do. I thought he went back home. By the way, you don't even look sick. What games are you playing? Selin said. Why would you say that? I have been ill. I just took my medications before you came in. That is why I am look strong. They left Myra's place, their hearts heavy with confusion. After they left, Myra went opened the back door and Selin's father walked in. She begged him to call them or pick their calls. Tell them something so they won't think something bad has happened to you. He took out his phone. When it rang, he answered. He told his wife in a calm voice, don't worry, an emergency came up. I had to travel out of town. I am safe. You would have told us, you got us worried. He apologized. His wife's mind was put at ease. She believed him. And that was how Selin's father and Myra started dating secretly. A few days later, Selin's father returned home. He was not the same man who had left. He had changed completely. He was cold to his wife. He ignored Selin. The only thing on his mind was Myra. He would sneak out to call her. He would find excuses to leave the house. Their once peaceful home, once filled with laughter, became a nightmare. There was tension in the air. Selin's mother cried often, and they did not understand what was happening. When school resumed, Myra and Selin were still friends. Selin would visit her in her room and cry on her shoulder. She told her all the unusual things happening in her home. She told her how her father had changed, her mother isn't a happy woman anymore, and how she felt like her family was falling apart. Myra would hold her and console her with sweet, false words. On the other side, the evil neighbor was watching everything from her window. She saw the once happy home tearing apart, and she was filled with joy. This was what she had always wanted. She wanted to see them tear apart. She wanted to destroy them. One day, the evil neighbor and Myra met outside the compound, away from prying eyes. The neighbor looked at Myra with a serious, wicked face. She said, you have done well, but you are not finished. You need to take over the home completely. You need to send Selin's mother to hell. If she is gone, you can be with Selin's father without any disturbance. Woman, I am not someone that can be controlled. I possess powers that you can't comprehend. Wow, that makes it better. So taking that woman out shouldn't be an issue. At least you will have the man to yourself. Even with the little you have done, I have peace. I no longer hear I love you every minute and the disgusting sound of kisses. Myra listened. Her heart was already dark with jealousy and desire, and she agreed to the evil plan. During one of the school holidays, Myra visited Selin's house as usual. She went into the kitchen where she had free will. She prepared a special meal, but this time, she did something terrible. She took out a bottle of poison and poured it into the food, mixed it well, so no one would know. She served the meal to Selin's mother with a smile on her face. Selin's mother ate the food, thanking Myra for her kindness. Shortly, she began to feel a sharp pain in her stomach. She clutched her chest and fell to the floor and was breathless. Selin screamed. Her father rushed in, but it was too late. Myra and the evil neighbor had already planned everything. They knew exactly what would happen. Myra recommended a particular hospital of conniving with the doctor. When the body was carried to the hospital, the doctor looked at her, nodded at Myra, and told everyone she had a heart attack. "Don't say that, doctor. She was holding her stomach and screaming of pains," Selin said. Her father told her to calm down and listen to the doctor. Myra tried to console her. The nightmare was not over. Selin felt alone. Her father no longer had time for her. Most of the time he would travel with Myra to have a good time. All the while Selin never knew what was happening. The evil neighbor was not satisfied with just the mother's death. She told Myra, "You must also kill Selin. As long as she is alive, she is a reminder of the family you destroyed. She will be a problem. I already had it in mind." When school resumed, Myra showed Selin love more than ever before. She would take her out and buy her favorite stuff. One sunny afternoon, in a beautiful restaurant, they were having a good time. Suddenly Selin asked Myra a shocking question. "What did you put inside the food you gave to my mother? Are you trying to accuse me of killing your mother, our mother? Your mother loved me like her biological daughter. Why would I ever do something bad to a family that loved me wholeheartedly?" Myra said furiously. "It is just a harmless question. I have a lot running through my mind. I don't even know what to do anymore. My father isn't acting like he lost his wife. You won't understand," Selin said. Myra told her to take it easy on herself because life happens, bad things happens to good people too. They went to their separate rooms. That night, Myra couldn't sleep. She was worried that Selin was suspecting her. It was 9 p.m. She put a call through to her. She told Selin to come to her room, that if she doesn't show up, things will go very bad and beyond repair. It was late, but just like every campus, students were seen going to classrooms to read. Myra quickly left her room and waited for Selin by the roadside. Immediately Selin was about passing that spot, she startled. "You scared me. Why are you even here? You should be in your room," Selin said. "I am waiting for you." Strange breeze blew. Myra's eyes turned red. With fear in her eyes, Selin asked Myra who exactly she was and why is she acting weird. Myra shut her up, had a firm grip on her hand and dragged her into the nearby bush. Selin begged for her life. She cried and told Myra not to hurt her. "You remember that question you asked me at the restaurant? Here is the answer." She placed her 5 fingers on her neck, squeezed it, pushed her to the ground and spat on her. "When you get to hell, go and ask our leader who I am." Nonsense. Myra's eyes became normal again and she quickly went back to her room like nothing had happened. The next day, students who took that part of the bush saw Selin's lifeless body and they notified the school authority. It was a Black Thursday for the entire school. Selin was one of the best students. She was calm, sweet, and loved by all. Myra reached out to Selin's father and disclosed the news to him. He rushed down to the school in a short while and his daughter's corpse was handed over to him. Myra consoled him and followed him back home after the body was deposited at the morgue. The evil neighbor paid him a condolence visit. She cried like it was her loss. Throughout her stay she gave Myra thumbs up and they both smiled at each other. She went back to her house to celebrate. Myra became all that Selin's father had. She controlled him like a puppet and the evil neighbor was happy to see the once loving family being shattered. Myra turned Selin's father into an errand boy. He did the cooking, the washing, and all the house chores. He goes to work whenever she wants him to and stays at home most days. One sunny afternoon a call came from his office and she answered it. "Hello sir, our boss told me to reach out to you. We haven't seen you for days," the caller said. "And you won't see him again. Go and tell your boss that my sugar baby will no longer work with him." Selin's father tried to take the phone from her. She pushed him away and ended the call. "Don't repeat such act again, okay? That was disrespectful and real men don't behave like that." She sighed and walked out on him. "How does she want me to take care of her needs?" he muttered under his breath. One Saturday evening while Myra was on her way out, the evil neighbor told her that it was time for her to end Selin's father's life. But this time, Myra refused. She had fallen in love with Selin's father, and she enjoys using him as a puppet and an errand boy. She doesn't intend to end him. "No, I will not touch him. He will be here serving me for a long time." The evil neighbor became furious. She wanted to see the family completely erased. She started having problems with Myra. They fought very hard, screaming and clawing at each other. It was a tough, ugly fight between two wicked people. Myra used her powers and made the evil neighbor blind. My eyes, release my sight, young lady, or I will expose you. Keep your mouth shut else you will go dumb, Myra said, laughing uncontrollably. Selin's father, now alone, became more miserable. He was held bound by a spell, his wife and daughter were gone, his home was empty. A few days later the evil neighbor left the house and got knocked down by a car. That was how her life ended. When the news got to the compound, Myra was excited. At least there would be no threat from anyone. The compound became quiet, and inside a once beautiful home was a man whose life has been shattered. Myra's doctor was arrested. The news moved very fast across the town. Myra wasn't bothered. She believed she was untouchable. One day, while she was alone in the living room, she heard the sound of gunshots and she quickly peeped through the window. Her doctor and some uniformed men were approaching her house. She started using her powers to send them away, but it didn't work. The more she tried, the faster they approached. Queen Mother, show yourself now, your daughter needs you, please come and rescue me. She screamed, she cried, and there was no response. Selin's father rushed to the living room. What is going on, Myra, are you okay? Myra crumbled on the floor, crying non-stop. I am finished. Then a knock on the door, very loud. Selin's father wanted to open the door and she stopped him. I must free you first. Free me from what? He asked. Through my mouth you were doomed, and through it you shall be free. Henceforth you are free from bondage, regain your senses and be normal again, she muttered, and immediately he got back his senses. Myra confessed how she poisoned his wife and ended the life of his daughter. Selin's father was restless, he cried, calling on his wife and daughter. Myra quickly dashed into the kitchen and brought out a knife. Go ahead, open the door, she said. Immediately they entered. The doctor pointed at her. That's her, she poisoned this man's wife and told me to lie about the result. We must go down together. She was instructed to put down the knife. Suddenly she ended her own life. They left feeling disappointed. Selin's father became a bitter man. He walked through the empty rooms of his house, remembering the laughter that used to fill them. The love was gone. The peace was gone. And he was left alone carrying a nightmare that would never end. This story teaches us important lessons. Be careful who you let into your home. Not everyone with a smile has a good heart. Love should never make you blind. Wishing evil on others will eventually destroy you too. The truth always comes out. No evil remains hidden forever. Guard your home, protect your family, and let God be at the center of your home. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and share it with others. Drop a comment below. Kindly tell us the lesson learnt. Your support means the world. Thank you for watching.